1, parent 2. This is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and or $500. A consecutive sentence may be imposed under MCL 750-506A if the assault was committed in a place of confinement. Sir, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney?
I have not called anyone.
Listen to my question, or we'll be here all night.
I can't understand what you're saying.
Excuse me?
I can't understand you.
Then put your ear down there so that you can hear me. And if you can't hear me, just say, I can't hear. Did you go over your constitutional rights with your lawyer?
No.
Okay. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Sir, I'm going to go over your advice of rights form with you. Mr. Gazicki, are you waiting to go do matters next door?
No, Your Honor. Mr. Fanto's there.
Okay, I just want to make sure. If you require accommodations to use the court because of disabilities, or if you require a foreign language interpreter to help you fully participate in court proceedings, please contact the court immediately to make arrangements. You've been brought to court on misdemeanor charges, and you have the following basic rights: to plead guilty or not guilty, or to stand mute. If you stand mute, a plea of not guilty will be entered. You may plead no contest with the permission of the court. You have a right to a trial by a jury. You also have the right to assistance of an attorney. You have the right to an attorney appointed at public expense if you are indigent, meaning you're without money to hire a lawyer, and if one of the following, either the offense charge requires a minimum jail sentence, which yours does not, sir, or the court determines that it might sentence you to jail. The appointed authority will decide if you are indigent and appoint a counsel if you are eligible. And you have a court-appointed attorney, Mr. Gazicki, here with you today. Do you understand all of that so far, sir?
I think so. Yes, I believe so. Like, could we just go ahead and hire your guy? I don't know what to do, ma'am.
Well, you don't have to hire my guy. First off, Mr. Cornelius, I don't have a guy. Mr. Gazicki is paid by an independent commission to represent people who
Is there any way I can chime in here? I'm the victim on this case.
Miss Justice.
He has a disability. He has a traumatic brain injury.
Ma'am, thank you for bringing that to my attention. I'm going through this as slowly as I can, but I don't need you piping off in court. I need to go through all of this with him.
I know. What I'm trying to tell you is that he does not comprehend. He has a traumatic brain injury.
Okay, thank you.
I am the victim, but
okay, sir.
Yes.
You understand that Mr. Gazicki, the attorney that's here today that you spoke with, Mr. Gazicki is not my lawyer. Mr. Gazicki is a defense attorney. He would be your lawyer.
I'll take him. Thank you.
Okay, and you don't have to pay for Mr. Gazicki. He will get Mr. Gazicki to be your attorney at court expense. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay, so you don't have to pay for Mr. Gazicki. Now I have to tell you, you have the right to a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And at that trial, you would have the following rights. You'd have the right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial. So if there were witnesses that saw things that you wanted to bring to court, you could get the court to sign an order to get them here. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you have a right to see and hear and question all of the witnesses against you. Do you understand that?
Yeah, when can I do that? Right now? Because I've obviously been here since Saturday fucking night. Nobody told me nothing about making a phone call or nothing.
All right, Mr. Cornelius. Calm down. I am trying to get you through this hearing so that we can set a bond, but I can't set a bond while you're acting like this in court. I have to make sure you understand your rights. And at the end of this, we will talk about bond, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Your trial will be set in the future to answer your question though. You also have a right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent. And if you chose not to be a witness, the prosecutor could not talk about your refusal to testify. Do you understand that?
You're using too many big words for me. I don't understand any of the words that you're saying.
Okay, I'll try and use different words. All right, you know, when you see, let me see how to say this. So you always hear on TV that you have a right to remain silent, right? You don't have to talk.
Yes.
You do not have to talk to police officers. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You do not have to talk to anybody in court. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you don't have to be a witness. You don't have to take the witness stand if you don't want to. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. And the law considers you to be innocent. Do you understand that?
No, obviously I just can't see the law considering me to be innocent when I'm sitting in jail. She's not.
Okay, well, you're arrested for a crime, sir, and we're trying to get through this hearing, and I'm letting you know. Listen, I mean, Mr. Gazicki, I don't know at this point, if I can't get through this, I don't know if he's gonna have to, if you're gonna make a motion to refer him, if he can't understand what's
Yes, Your
happening in
Honor.
court. I mean, if he
Yes, Your
can't
Honor, I would,
understand.
at this juncture, I would ask for a competency referral.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to understand what's happening. I cannot arraign him properly without that.
Your Honor, if I could speak, he doesn't understand. And
Okay,
the level of severity.
So that a determination as to whether or not this hearing or any hearing can proceed is going to have to be made. So
The level of severity of he is dangerous. I have a fractured skull.
all right. Okay. All right, Mr. Gazicki, I'm granting your motion for a referral for competency. Ma'am, is that injury that you sustained as a result of this incident? Ms. Justice, I'm finally asking you a question.
I'm sorry. No, this was not a couple days ago. This was not
from him. Is the skull injury from him? Is that your allegation?
Yes, that was the October 29th incident, not just a couple days ago.
Absolutely not. I did not touch you, Alicia. That was not me.
All right. Okay, Mr. Gazicki, a personal bond is certainly not appropriate. We're referring him for competency. I definitely have a concern about danger to the community, and it's clear to me that Mr. Cornelius,
Your Honor, he purchased a weapon. He purchased a handgun 2 days after.
Okay, Mr. Gazicki, I'm not taking that into consideration. I don't think I need to. I have concerns about the safety of complaining witness, Ms. Justice. She said enough. She needs to speak with the prosecutor. We'll make sure that she has contact information so that she can do so at the end of this hearing. But I do not think that a personal bond is appropriate. He has a $5,000 cash or surety bond. He's referred for competency. You're to appear in court as directed. You're not to leave the state without permission of the court. You're not to commit any new crimes while released. You're to immediately notify the court of change of address or phone number. You're not to have any contact with Miss Justice or her home or employment. No contact with her whatsoever. Miss Justice, do not accept phone calls from him. He is to have no contact with you. No drugs or alcohol, no weapons.
Your Honor, he is on SSI disability and his dad is his financial legal guardian.
Okay.
He is a danger to society.
Sir, he is in the Wayne County Jail on a $5,000 cash bond. If he has any contact with you, Ms. Justice, you are to notify the Wayne County prosecutors and the police department. We're going to make sure you have, Ms. Justice, have you had any contact with the victim's advocate?
Yes, I have. I'm currently homeless in my car with my dog.
I just need to know if you've talked to the advocate, and you have?
Yes, first step.
Okay, wonderful. I wanted to make sure that you've had contact with them. Okay. All right, we're all set. Thank you.
Thank you. I have one question. When will I be released?
Oh my gosh. I'll explain that to him, Your Honor.
Yeah, they'll explain that to you, sir.
Relax a minute.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. James Kazicki on behalf of Mr. Weiss. Waive reading of the complaint, stand mute. He's going to plead guilty to reduced charge of failing to display. He owes approximately over $1,200 in defaulted tickets. He's asking for a payment plan on everything, Your Honor.
Sir, do you understand everything your attorney just said?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, did you go over your constitutional rights with your attorney that are outlined on this advice of rights form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you sign and date this, or did you give your attorney permission to sign and date this form, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you withdrawing, sir?
Excuse me, ma'am?
Are you withdrawing?
Withdrawing, what do you mean?
Okay. All right, you understand that failure to display is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100 plus court costs and statutory fees?
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
And you understand if you're on probation or parole and you enter a plea of guilty, sir, that you'll be waiving the trial rights on that form. There will be no trial of any kind.
Yes, ma'am, but I'm not on probation or parole.
Okay, you understand that you're not gonna have a trial of any kind if you enter a plea of guilty?
I mean, I was guilty. I'm not, it's really something I can't fight.
Okay, so let's go back. Listen, slow down. You
Okay,
gotta
I'm sorry.
answer the question, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You went over your rights with your attorney. Do you understand that if you enter a plea of guilty, there will be no trial of any kind and you'll be waiving those trial rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you plead to the charge of failing to display a valid license?
I plead guilty, Your Honor. I'm just asking for a payment plan so I can make the payment. I can get out.
All right, well, I don't really believe that you're gonna make a payment plan, sir, but we'll get to that.
Your
Mr.
Honor.
Weiss, I need you, Mr. Weiss, if you want me to take this plea, then you need to help me get through the plea, okay?
Okay.
Has anyone forced you to get you to plea?
No. Nobody's forced me, no.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea agreement to get you to plea?
Just asking for
Has
payment
anyone
plan.
promised you anything? Did
Nobody
I
promised
promise
me
you that?
anything. Nobody's promised me nothing, no. I was just hoping for it.
Okay. And you understand I could give you up to 90 days in jail.
Yes, ma'am, I understand that. I'm hoping that you don't.
Are you pleading guilty of your own free will?
Yes, ma'am. Maybe I shouldn't be, but.
Were you operating well, it's your choice. It's your free will, sir. You want a minute to think about it, Mr. Weiss?
I mean, I'm guilty of it though. I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. I can't beat it. That's not something I can beat. I mean, I was in the vehicle. I guess I was.
So do you want me to accept a guilty plea?
Yeah, I accept it.
Were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Taylor on February 9th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
While you were operating that motor vehicle, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied?
Yes, it was.
Did a police officer ask you to show him a valid license?
Yes, you did.
Did you fail to do so?
Yes, I did fail. No, I didn't have.
Mr. Gazicki, are you satisfied with that plea?
Fine, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm gonna accept the plea as knowing and voluntarily given. So I have all of these tickets in default from February, no proof of insurance, the expired plate, one headlight, no registration. All of those tickets together equal $1,200. Mr. Weiss, do you work?
Yes, ma'am, I was working at Crown Royal. It's Crown Roofing. They're out of Wyandotte.
All right, Mr. Gazicki, I'm gonna give him a payment plan. I think he needs treatment, but I can't force that. Fine of 100, court cost of 100, state assessment of 50, and a crime victim's rights fee of 75. Those last two are mandated by the state of Michigan. That's 325 plus 1278.
Wow, that's a lot. I guess
Yeah, you wanna do some jail time and clean up instead? Get some medically assisted treatment in the jail, get some Suboxone or something, help you come down off this?
I'm good on all that. I just.
I know, all right, sir. All right, payment
I
plan
promise.
of,
I'm gonna stay clean. I'm already
payment
clean.
plan of $50 a month. If he doesn't comply with the payment plan, he's going to county.